I have no idea, no clue what is going on with my internet at the moment, but it's okay. But all that I was just basically saying was that, again, the Bible suggests that pagan religions are ultimately false and inspired by false spirits. The prophets in the Bible consistently pointed out the emptiness of idols and the fullness of God. However, the term pagan has also been reappropriated by new religions that are inspired by pre-Christian religions. These new religions are often called modern pagan or neo-pagan. Okay, here we go. Hello. But yeah, so if you are into astrology, crystals, um, yoga, and you're all about the chakras and all that stuff, like those are very demonic, especially yoga. And these are very biblical, and we'll tell you why I say those. Including if you have like posters or a tapestry that not represents, that either talks about um, any astrology, uh, chakras, stuff like that. But again, you don't have to believe me. You do not have to go and, come at me or be disrespectful and just say, well, I don't care about your false God. I don't care for what you believe in. Though God, Jesus Christ, is not a false God. I can believe what I want to believe, and so can you. You can believe whatever you choose to believe. And it's fair.
You didn't change your batteries yet.
We don't talk about it. Alright. We don't talk about it. Ah, shiza. Hold on. My control's dead. Must relax. Okay. Let me invite more people. It's only 7:07. The event will end at 7:35. Cause I really do want to talk more on this, cause like there's a lot of things that are very demonic when it comes to sex.
Hello? What's going on? please vote Greg for president. Hello? Guys, I really want to blow into this Dollar Tree mic because I know it's gonna hurt y'all ears. My bad. I had to do that. um, by the way, Bestie, I can't hear you, but I saw you on live. You be having technical difficulties and stuff like that all the time. What the hell's on your shoulder? What is on your shoulder?
Okay, there we go. Like, what?
There we go. Now I can hear you.
That's freaking weird.
What's up, Bestie?
What's that?
I saw you on live. I was like, oh, she go get mad. Let me hop on.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
I was
Like,
watching the live though. It was going good.
my headsets were like
Until it
tripping
crashed.
out. But yeah, so like before anything, I want to talk more about the witchcraft and stuff like that, because I feel like the people needs to hear it.
Yeah.
Um, now that we've already addressed what is paganism in the Bible, um, just in general, there are several laws and passages that prohibit witchcraft, including Exodus 22, verse 18. You shall not tolerate a sorceress. We'll read that. Exodus 22. Actually, we'll read the entire thing. So again, this is the easy to read version. How should you punish a man who steals a bull or a sheep? If a man kills the animal or sells it, then he cannot give it back. So he must pay 5 bulls for the one he stole. Or he must pay 4 sheep for the one he stole. He must pay for stealing. If he owns nothing, then he will be sold as a slave. But if the man still has the animal and you find it, that man must give the owner 2 animals for every animal he stole. It doesn't matter if the animal was a bull, a donkey, or a sheep. If a thief is killed while trying to break into a house at night, then no one will be guilty for killing him. But if this happens during the day, the one who killed him will be guilty of a murder. A man might let his animal loose to graze in his field or in his vineyard. If the animal wanders into another person's field or vineyard, then the owner must pay. The payment must come from the best of his crop. Or a man might start a fire in his field or vineyard. If he lets the fire spread and it burns his neighbor's field or vineyard, he must use his best crops to pay his neighbor for his loss. A man might start a fire to burn thorn bushes on his field, but if the fire grows and burns his neighbor's crops, or the grain growing on the neighbor's field, the man who started the fire must pay for what he burned. Someone might give some money or tools to a neighbor for safekeeping. What should you do if someone steals those things from the neighbor's house? If you find the one who stole them, then that thief must pay twice as much as the things are worth. If you don't find the thief, then the owner of the house must go before the judges, who will decide if that person is guilty. meaning by judges or God. Also in verse 9. But yeah, who will decide if that person is guilty? What should you do if two men disagree about a bull or a donkey or sheep or clothing or something that is lost? One man says, "This is mine," and the other says, "No, it is mine." Both men should go before the judges who will decide who is guilty. The one who was wrong must pay the other man twice as much as the thing is worth. A man might ask his neighbor to take care of an animal for a short time. It might be a donkey, a bull, or a sheep. But what should you do if that animal is hurt or dies, or someone takes the animal while no one is looking? That neighbor must explain that he did not steal the animal. If this is true, the neighbor will promise to the Lord that he did not steal it. The owner of the animal must accept this promise. The neighbor does not have to pay the owner for the animal. But if the neighbor stole the animal, then he must pay the owner for the animal. If wild animals kill the animal, then the neighbor should bring the body as proof. The neighbor will not have to pay the owner for the animal that was killed. If a man borrows an animal from his neighbor and the animal is hurt or dies, then the neighbor must pay the owner for the animal. The neighbor is responsible because the owner was not there himself. But if the owner was there, then the neighbor does not have to pay. Or if the neighbor was paying money to use the animal for work, he will not have to pay if the animal dies or is hurt. The money he paid to use the animal will be enough payment. If a man has sexual relations with a virgin who he is not engaged to, which is crazy, then he must pay her father the full amount necessary to marry her. And that basically means a virgin who is not engaged. If the father refuses to allow his daughter to marry him, then the man must still pay the full amount for her. You must not allow any woman to do evil magic. If she does magic, you must not let her live. You must not allow anyone to have sexual relations with an animal. If this happens, that person must be killed. Whoever makes a sacrifice to a false god should be destroyed. The Lord is the only one you should make sacrifices to. Remember, in the past you were foreigners in the land of Egypt, so you should not cheat or hurt anyone who is a foreigner in your land. You must never do anything bad to women whose husbands are dead or to orphans. If you do anything wrong to these widows or orphans, I will know it. I will hear about their suffering, and I will be very angry. I will kill you with a sword. Then your wives will become widows, and your children will become orphans. If you loan money to any of my people, that is, the poor among you, don't be like a money lender and charge them interest. You must, you might take their cloak to make sure they pay the money back, but you must give that cloak back to them before the sunset. That cloak might be their only protection against the cold when they lie down to sleep. If they call to me for help, I will listen because I am kind. You must not curse God or the leaders of your people. At harvest, or at harvest time, you should give me the first grain and the first juice from your fruit. Don't wait until late in the year. Give me your firstborn sons. Also, give me your firstborn cattle and sheep. Let the firstborn stay with his mother for 7 days. Then on the eighth day, give him to me. You are my special people, so don't eat the meat from something that killed by wild animals. Let the dogs eat that dead animal. What did y'all think about that? And do you have any questions about that? Okay, moving on. Um, and then We see Leviticus 19, verse 26, that says, "You shall not practice divination or soothsaying." Let's read that real quick. 19. Okay. Okay. You must not eat any meat with blood still in it. You must not try to use different kinds of magic to tell the future. Okay. Leviticus 20, verse 27. A man or a woman who has a ghost or a familiar spirit shall be put to death. Let's read more on that. Okay. So I'm going to read that entire thing right there because this is very important. Warning against worshiping idols. The Lord said to Moses, "You must also tell the Israelites these things. Anyone living in Israel who gives one of their children to the false god Molech must be killed. It doesn't matter if they are a citizen of Israel or a foreigner. You must throw stones at them and kill them. I will be against them and separate them from their people because they gave children to Molech. They showed that they did not respect my holy name, and they made my holy place unclean. Maybe the common people will ignore them. Maybe they will not kill those who gave their children to Molech. But I will be against these people and their families. I will separate them from their people. I will separate anyone who is unfaithful to me and chases after Molech. I will be against anyone who goes to mediums and wizards for advice. Whoever does this is being unfaithful to me. So I will separate them from their people. Be special. Make yourselves holy, because I am the Lord your God. Remember and obey my laws. I am the Lord, and I have made you my special people. Whoever curses their father or mother must be put to death. They curse their father or mother, so they are responsible for their own death. Meaning that his blood is on him. Punishments for sexual sins. If a man has sexual relations with his neighbor's wife, both the man and the woman are guilty for or of adultery. Yeah, let me sit down. Okay. But yeah, if a man has sexual relations with his neighbor's wife, both the man and the woman are guilty of adultery and must be put to death. If a man has sexual relations with his father, no, I'm sorry, with his father's wife, both the man and the woman must be put to death. They are responsible for their own death. Again, meaning their blood is on them. Also in verses 12, 13, 16, and 27. If a man has sexual relations with his daughter-in-law, both of them must be put to death. They must have committed a terrible sexual sin. They are responsible for their own death. If a man has sexual relations with another man, as with a woman, they have committed a terrible sin. They must be put to death. They are responsible for their own death. It is a sexual sin if a man has sexual relations with a woman and her mother. The people must burn that man and the two women in fire. Don't let the sexual sin happen among your people. If a man has sexual relations with an animal, both the man and the animal must be put to death. If a woman has sexual relations with an animal, you must kill the woman and the animal. They must be put to death. They are responsible for their own death. It is a shameful thing for a brother and his sister or half sister to marry each other and to have sexual relations with each other. Meaning, he sees her nakedness and she sees his nakedness. Um, Okay, they must be punished in public. They must be separated from their people. The man who has sexual relations with his sister must be punished for his sin, meaning that he will carry his own guilt. If a man has sexual relations with a woman during her monthly time of bleeding, both the woman and the man must be separated from their people. They sin because they expose her source of blood. You must not have sexual relations with your mother's sister or your father's sister. That is a sin of incest. You must be punished for your sins. Meaning that um, so when it says have sexual relations with, meaning that is to uncover the nakedness of, also in verse 21. And that is a sin of incest. That means having sexual relations with a close relative. And you must be punished for your sins, meaning, again, you will carry your guilt. A man must not have sexual relations with his uncle's wife. It would be like having sexual relations with his uncle. That man and his uncle's wife will be punished for their sins. They will die without children, meaning that they must bear their childlessness. They will die. It is wrong for a man to take his brother's wife. It would be like um, having sexual relations with his brother. That they will have no children. You must remember all my laws and rules, and you must obey them. I am leading you to your land. You will live in that country. If you obey my laws and rules, that land will not vomit you out. I am forcing other people to leave that country because they committed all those sins. I hate those sins, so don't live the way those people lived. But I have told you that you will get their land. I will give their land to you. It will be your land, and it's a land filled with many good things. I am the Lord your God. And in that land flowing with milk and honey. Okay. I have treated you differently from other people, so you must treat clean animals differently from unclean animals. You must also treat clean birds differently from unclean birds. Don't eat any of these unclean birds or animals or things that crawl on the ground. I have made these things unclean. I have separated you from other nations to be my own special people, so you must be holy because I am the Lord and I am holy. A man or a woman who is a medium or a wizard must be put to death. The people must kill them with stones. They are responsible for their own death. Okay. Um, Deuteronomy 18 verses 10 and 11. 18. 10 and 11. Okay. It says, don't sacrifice your sons or daughters in the fires on your altars. Don't try to learn what will happen in the future by talking to a fortune teller or by going to a magician, a witch, or a sorcerer. Um, and don't let anyone try to put magic spells on other people. Don't let any of your people become a wizard or a medium. And no one should try to talk with someone who has died. Okay. Galatians 5, verse 20. Let's go there. Galatians, where is that? Where are you, Galatians? Okay. That was my fault. I'm sorry. Okay. 5, verse 20. Okay. So Galatians 20 says, worshipping false gods, taking part in witchcraft, hating people, causing trouble, being jealous, angry or selfish, causing people to argue and divide into separate groups, which are the wrong things the simple self does, are clear, such as committing sexual sin, being morally bad, doing all kinds of shameful things, uh, being filled with envy, getting drunk, having wild parties, and doing other things like this. I'm warning you now, as I warned you before. The people who do these things will not have part in God's kingdom. You must have the fruit of Christ. But the fruit that the Spirit produces in a person's life is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There is no law against these kind of things. Okay? And Revelation 18, verse 23. 18. One, 22, 23. Okay. The light of a lamp will never shine in you again. The voices of a bridegroom and bride will never be heard in you again. Your merchants were the world's great people. All the nations were tricked by your magic. And so, the Bible also portrays witchcraft as an abomination to God, a sin that God hates, Satan's realm, a form of idolatry, and closely related to seeking spiritual knowledge or power apart from God. One of the earliest records of a witch in the Bible is in the book of 1 Samuel, which is thought to have been written between 931 BC and 721 BC. The story tells of King Saul's attempt to summon the spirit of the dead prophet Samuel through the witch of Endor. Above all the things I've just read, what did y'all think about that? I don't know if Greg is there or not. Um, but I will tell you very little on the secular music as well. Um, with those that talks about twerking, clubbing, drugs, um, cussing, money, sex, um, the devil, and so on. You must be careful with those things. And so I've seen legitimate proof of certain artists that are demonic, you shouldn't be listening to, are Cardi B, Madonna, City Girl, or City Girls, Beyonce, The Weeknd, Lil Nas X, Ariana Grande, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, SZA, Jay-Z, Ice Spice, Megan Thee Stallion, The Baby, Sweetie, Pop Smoke, Sam Smith, Summer Walker, Trippie Redd, Olivia Rodrigo, Doja Cat, um, NBA Young Boy, um, Chris Brown, BTS, Gunna, Travis Scott, 21 Savage, Taylor Swift, Brett Fayez, not sure if that's how it's being pronounced, Juice World, and yes, sadly, X, um, and we're talking about the actual X, um, Gina Aiko, Kesha, Kendrick Lamar, Bad Bunny, Bella Porsche, Adele, Demi Lovato, Tyler the Creator, Playboy Cardi, AC/DC, Tupac, Biggie, Lil Durk, Lil Baby, Lil Wayne, Usher, Dua Lipa, Lizzo, Jason Derulo. I'm sorry, I mispronounced Jason's last name. Forgive me. Marilyn Manson, John Lennon, Island Boys, Lana Del Rey, Burna Boy, Harry Styles, Steve Lacy, Tasha Cobbs, yes, the actual gospel singer. But again, you'll see why. And the Discord server with actual proof. Aaliyah, Maverick City, WizKid, Davido, Tiwa Savage, LeBron James, Celine Dion, Jungkook, Blackpink, and Billie Eilish. There are other artists that you need to be very careful of when you listen to their lyrics, um, and the symbolism in the music videos as well. But if you listen to those fallen artists, yes, they're very demonic. Which is why I listen to Lecrae. Um, for the most, of course. Christian rock like Skillet, Flyleaf. Um, oh yeah, and here's another band that you must know that are very demonic. Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce DeVille. Yeah. Though I've always loved their music. Like I say, you gotta keep a sharp eye on the lyrics, on what you're listening to. Excuse me. But I will talk about this very topic tomorrow because it is 7:36 p.m. Eastern Time. And so if you have enjoyed the stream, the live, feel free to give this video a big thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and turn on your notifications when I go live daily from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, feel free to share the room and favorite the room. Join the Discord here. And whenever I find well-chosen people to help me build Forbidden Clove nightclub or the Forbidden Club nightclub, I highly recommend you come and join the community. But I hope you all have a blessed day and you all have a good night.